So the most important thing that we need to think about is title, picture, and your description. We done all the templates for them. We done all the research for them, but this is what you need to keep in mind. Now I'm gonna explain you from the beginning to end in the terms of listing what each and every section means at the same time. So the first of all, once you will come, you have a title. I told you, you do your keyword research and you add the title right here. I do not use the subtitle. You don't need to use that. And the custom label is something that is not visible to the buyer. It is something which is for your own quick recognition. So if you need to, I don't know, add anything, let's say you are selling cable, so then you will just add cable. I normally just leave it empty. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to worry about that. The category, it will be something, depending on whatever you are selling, you will actually have to find the suitable category right here. If you don't know the category, and let's say if your category is a watch, you will type watch and it will find the category for you. If it's a charging cable, you will just type a cable and it will find the category for you. Otherwise, whatever the suitable category is nearest to your product, you will select that particular category right here. Make sure that category is actually valid. The other thing we will be talking about is creating a variation. Variations is something which is not really supported in all categories. So I will create a separate video where I will talk about how you can create a variation. So variation is mean, let's say you are selling a t-shirt, and in a t-shirt you have a different colors, let's say red, yellow, blue, white, whatever. So I will add another video where I will talk about the variation for the video as well. This next one, the other one comes is a second category. You don't need to add a second category. One is more than enough. And then comes the shop category. Shop category, if you have the eBay shop, then this one will be visible. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. It's just for your own organization. I just normally leave it on other, and that's it. EAN number is actually a barcode of the product. So let me give you one example right here. A lot of products have that EAN number and some products don't. So for example, this is a book and you see that barcode right here. Underneath that barcode, there will be a number, normally start with 5. Maybe can start with another digit. This is called EAN number. If your product have it, you just simply write there in the EAN section. Otherwise, what you need to do, I will leave another generic EAN number, because a lot of people, what they do is just write do not apply and then everything falls into do not apply category. And that's the way it's not really helpful for the algorithm. So I will leave you some generic EAN number that you will be able to download the file of them and use those number. Those will be really useful in the terms of getting more sale. Condition is just simple. Whatever the condition of your item is, normally new. In the terms of picture, you, as I recommended, that you need to add minimum 6 pictures. 8 are ideal. You can need to add the pictures right here. Now we come on to item specification section. In an item specification section, what you need to really keep an eye on is this plus sign right here, because as soon as I'm gonna start filling these one, and that will be obviously depending on what you are selling, then this circle will start to become blue. When it turn all the blue all the way, that's where you need to stop. Or if you need to provide more details, then you keep on doing it, but minimum that circle has to become blue. So which means the chances of your product showing up in a search or on the first page is a lot higher. So then whatever the relevant information is, I'm just gonna keep on filling that information depending on that really depends on your product, and the category and everything will be different. So you select whatever is applicable in your case. So now we need to see, you see, as soon as I start filling up, these things is turning more blue and blue. We need to make it fully blue in order to really really kind of like give us more opportunity inside the search. Does not apply in MPN, and we will let's see where that is now. Just a little bit, we're gonna fill up a couple of more things, might be able to turn it fully blue. Right there, you see that become fully blue now, so it means that chances of my product showing up in a search are a lot higher. So you keep on filling this item specification section until that circle become blue. You need to provide maximum information to eBay algorithm in order for your listing to have a higher chance of showing up in a search. Now in the terms of item description, what you normally is like use a template. I show you the way to use a template. And in the terms of writing a description right here, you remember we done our keyword research for the title. Whatever the keyword you have seen, by using that keyword, you need to describe your item. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be, it's more about title, but whatever is suitable description for your item, try to include those keywords right there. So for example, if in example where we talked about the title and we said for iPhone or for Apple iPhone was the keyword. So what we can type right here that this where it's gone, that this cable is for Apple iPhone. Don't just add all the keywords. We need to make like a line out of it, the sentence which really makes sense to the people who are using it. But at the same time, we try to use those keywords for the SEO purpose as well, which really help us. All the other information will be filled, the payment, return, about, for the company that you can change as well. I normally list my item in the terms of fixed price. I don't do auction, and I don't really suggest you do auctions as well. It's not, if you're especially selling a brand new product, it doesn't really make any sense to run the auctions as well. In the terms of price, you add whatever the price that you want to sell on. The VAT is something we already have explained, that if you are not selling over 85,000 worth of stock within last 35 days, the last 365 days, then you don't charge VAT. So you leave this one empty as well. Quantity of the item is, it's really like, you know, whatever the quantity is, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to add right here. And then the other thing is the payment option is normally already on an eBay managed payment. That is going to go on an eBay managed payment. In a terms of returns option, what we need to understand, either we are a private seller or we are a business seller, the customer, he have a eBay money back guarantee, so they can always return the item anyway. So I don't do 14 days. I know they normally gonna get 30 days anyway under the money back guarantee, so I just use 30 days. I will explain more in the terms of like who have to pay the postage and how you handle the return into a separate video where I will talk about how you deal with item not received case and returns as well. And then the postage, if they want to pay for the item, will be covered by buyer, but it normally depends on who the buyer blames on. So if they receive the product and they will say that it's not as described, or it looks different, or it arrived damaged, then even though you select buyer from here, you still have to pay for the return postage. But if the buyer is saying they just don't like it, or they have changed their mind, or like they no longer need that item, then the buyer will be the one who will be paying for the return postage as well. Then in the terms of shipping, what we have here is a domestic shipping. So I normally just say, you know, flat cost to all buyers, and then I normally add 2 shippings. You can add 1, but if you have 2 shipping, then you qualify for eBay top rated seller. So not a lot of people buy with expensive option. Most of the people go with the free option. So whatever the service you are using, you can normally see how long it is taking. It doesn't have to be exactly, just see the number of days. So let's say you are doing a drop shipping where the product is coming from China. So you can just simply select economy shipping from Greater China to worldwide, take 11 to 35 days. So it doesn't have to be exactly that service. You don't need to know the name of it, just need to know how long it is taking. But if you know the name of that particular service, and if you are posting the item by yourself, for example, let's say by using Royal Mail First Class, you just simply use Royal Mail First Class. Other than that, just look at number of days and just select any service which really covers that number of days as well. So that's what you choose right here. I normally offer free shipping, but if you are charging for your postage, then you add that one right here, and then I normally offer free shipping. In a terms of offering an additional service, then you click on offer additional service, and then this one gonna pop up. And what I do is I offer a next day express delivery, but I charge £7.50 for that. By just giving this option to the customer, it's a requirement to become a top rated seller. So you have to provide this option. But for the most cases, once you're just starting out, it's okay if you are not even giving this option as well. Or if you are, let's say, drop shipping from China or something which you can't provide the next day delivery option, just you don't need to do that. Just remove that service. That wouldn't be there at first place. You have to click there on additional service and then offer that one. This is something which is personal preference. Then the dispatch time. So dispatch time is something, let's say, even though you are shipping your item using Royal Mail First Class, but you don't ship every single day. You, let's say, take 1 working days, working day, 2 working day, 3 working day, 4 working day, 5 working day, whatever. So you add that. If I normally process all the order on the same working day, we will just ship same working day as well. Sell internationally with global shipping program. If you offer international shipping, which I normally don't, it's just a lot of headache in my opinion. If you offer, then sell it through global shipping program, which I will explain. The global shipping program is just simply that rather than you ship the item directly to the customer, you ship it to eBay fulfillment center. Once you receive the order, you won't receive the address of your international buyer. You will receive the address of eBay local fulfillment center. You will ship the order to local eBay fulfillment center, and then they will ship it to the customer for you. So you don't have to deal with the customs, you don't have to deal with any of stuff. So that's why I recommend, if you want to sell internationally, just check this option that you are selling internationally using eBay global shipping program. So that will be really better. Normally, in the terms of adding the dimension for it, you don't need to fill this one, you don't need to know exact dimension. That's like absolutely fine. It doesn't really matter in the terms of like adding a dimension. And then in the terms of adding the weight, that doesn't matter. It's not compulsory to add the weight as well. So you just leave that one empty. You don't need to fill these things. Then on the top of that, the next here you will put your item location, and you will just put your postcode, and that one just gonna pop up. And then we have the eBay promotion option right here. So you can normally promote your listing, so you will get higher chances of showing up in a search. Normally eBay suggests a really higher ad rate. They will just 45 or whatever. I will just start with 1% by promoting your listing, and then if the sale is not coming, and then if you have the a margin, do 2% and see if the number of views are increasing, then do 3%, and then you just experiment with it, starting with the lower price, and this is the way to go. But keep in mind, this is not free. You will have to pay for it. So the higher you go, if I promote my listing and pay eBay to promote my listing, then when my item will sell, eBay will charge extra 0. It's 2 pence per if I promote by 1%. So let's say if I promote by 50%, depending on the rate of the item, eBay is charging more money at the same time as well. And then in the terms of doing multi-buy discount, this is something which I highly recommend, and you will understand in the terms of postage as well, especially when you are selling an item which is let's say this sellotape right here. I'm just giving you one example. So it will cost me same money to actually post this item, one of this item, or even 2 of this item, or 3 of this item. This will go in a small parcel. So if I need to send more than once, then it's gonna cost me same money as well. So by giving a discount, like something like let's say we offer a multi-buy discount, and we tell buyer that if you buy 2 you will save 5%, if you will buy 3 you will save 10%, because the postage cost is higher. You gonna send those items together, and buyer will think that they are getting a discount, but in the terms of you are giving them a discount, but at the same time you're paying the same money for the postage, and you're getting paid for 2 items as well. So I recommend if you're selling an item which is something like that, you give a multi-buy discount. This is really useful. And once you are done with it, just click on list the item, and that's all about listing the item as well. But the main thing is doing the research for your title, doing the pictures the way I send it to you, doing your item specification section until this one turned blue, and then using a template inside your eBay description is really helpful. These things, you have to really pay close attention to them.